Hello students, in our today's lecture we will talk about poultry. Poultry, you all know, is used for only two things. First is for meat and second is to produce egg. It all starts from poultry farming. So what is poultry farming? Poultry farming is the rearing and caring of the birds to give you all these eggs and meats for the commercial purpose is known as poultry farming. Students, hens can be of two types. Egg laying poultry is called layer and the poultry which is raised only to give meat is called broiler. Wait, there are some hens which are good layers as well as they can be used for broiler purpose also. But then there are special categories also where some of them are only raised as a layer and some of them are only raised in the form of broilers. Now we will talk about poultry breeds. There are different kinds of poultry breeds. Few of them are indigenous breeds, that means they belong to our country, and two very common of them, as you can see over here, are Asil and Chittagong. As you can see, the picture over here is of Asil. The second variety are called the exotic variety or the foreign varieties. They are not Indian, they are the foreign breeds. And one very good example over here is this one. This is called as white leghorn. This variety, the name of this variety is white leghorn. Now, there are some crossbreeds also in India. One of the crossbreed is H260, which lays almost 260 eggs in a year. The other variety, IBL80, is generally a broiler, gives you a lot of meat. But now you must be thinking, why are we going for these crossbreeds? Yes, so crossbreeding of the Indian and exotic breeds is done for the following desirable traits. What are the desirable traits? It is to increase the quantity and quality of chicks. ज़्यादा बच्चे पैदा हों और quality भी अच्छी हो. That is the first thing. That is why we are doing the cross breeds, because the Indian breeds are generally more resistant to diseases and they are even resistant to all these summer conditions. But the quantity of meat is less, and second, the number of eggs produced are also less. But if you talk about the exotic breeds, they produce lot of eggs and they are big in size to give you lot of meat. But the problem are, when you bring them to India, they are less resistant to the diseases and they are not able to withstand the summer conditions over here. So what are we trying to do? We are trying to crossbreed them. So the first thing we do crossbreed is to increase the quantity and quality of the chicks. The second point is to increase their summer adaptation capability so that they can withstand the temperature. Third thing is the low maintenance requirements. The Indian hens don't require a lot of maintenance as compared to the exotic breeds. Point number 4, dwarf broiler parent for commercial chick production. That means the broiler should not be very tall or should not be very fat, occupying a lot of space. So it should be dwarf. Reduction in the size of egg layer. So the size of egg layer, because egg layer, the only thing they want is should produce more number of eggs. It should not be very fat and tall so that it requires lot of place. Okay, so the reduction in size of egg layer is one, and the last one why they try to crossbreed is to get the ability to utilize more fibrous, cheap diet which is formulated using agricultural byproducts. Students, here we will talk about production of eggs. As you can see over here, a layer starts laying eggs at the age of 20 weeks. And the egg production period in commercial layers is 500 days. So they can produce egg for 500 days, at least one egg a day. Now, following points are to be considered for improving the quality and quantity of eggs, because nowadays people only don't want eggs, they want good quality eggs. So what we have to look for, that there should be the hen should produce more number of eggs. The size of the egg is also looked into. So the size of the egg should be big. Shape of the egg, proper shape. Shell color should be white. Then the shell quality. Okay, the shell should not break during transportation, so it should be hard enough, and also internal quality of the egg, the weight of the egg. So all these things are also looked under when we are producing eggs. You must be knowing that silver revolution was started to increase the egg production on the large scale. Like you have green revolution, right? For crops, we have got silver revolution for the production of more number of eggs. Poultry care. So all these birds should be taken great care. The first point is the growing layers requires enough space. So when these egg layers which gives eggs, they require a lot of space when they are growing. So there should not be overcrowding. So overcrowding tends to suppress their growth, thereby the quality of egg is going to decrease. Second point is that the layer requires adequate lighting. The place where these layers are growing should be well ventilated. Why? What is the use of this lighting? This light's intensity and even its duration has a favorable effect on the laying output of the hens. So if it is proper ventilated or maybe some adequate intensity light is used, in that situation the layers are going to produce more number of eggs. Third point is that the food of broilers, broiler means they give meat, so the food of the broiler should have protein in it. It should be protein rich with sufficient fibers. So it is not only that we need proteins and fats, even those hens are provided with proteins and fats. And see, two more things, even vitamin A and vitamin K content should also be there in the food which they are feeding on. So they need to be fed properly so that not only the quantity of meat is good, but also the quality of protein in that meat is also very nice. Now, the last topic is the diseases of poultry. Like human beings, cattle, even these poultry birds also suffer from lots of diseases. So birds can be prevented by proper cleaning. So these birds should be cleaned properly, regularly, and the place where they are kept, that particular place should be sanitized properly. And nowadays I think you know the meaning of the word sanitization, and spraying of disinfectant at regular intervals of time. So the place where these birds are kept, it has to be properly disinfected, sanitized, and the birds also have to be cleaned regularly. Next point, every bird should be vaccinated. Not only human beings, even birds needs vaccination, and they need to be given vaccination regular intervals of time to build their immunity. So build their immune system against all the different infections and diseases.